Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 45, XRP fork unlikely to succeed, Bitcoin, stocks, or precious metals. PlusToken heavily favored Huobi. Now if you are catching this stream live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions, leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking, right? Now, happy Sunday, guys. I hope you had a great weekend. Full week is about to start tomorrow for a lot of people. Uh, yeah, so I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a happy Sunday. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. We're live every night, right? And if you haven't done it yet, you should definitely hit that subscribe button. Now, if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. On to the news. To ensure money laundering is curbed, the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA of the United Kingdom, has proposed certain limitations for software programs that are built by crypto developers. Now, oh snap, I'm drifting over here. Anyways, so conclusively, the authorities are striving to have control over cryptocurrency and crypto technology. The newly proposed regulations aim to track users' transactions, especially those that are unlawfully performed. Now, the proposed extensions for the UK cryptocurrency regulations aim to impose more control over the crypto space. Since late June 2019, the cryptocurrency industry is now required to share data with the Financial Action Task Force. We already covered that in an earlier article, right? That they had to basically, if the transaction was over $1,000 or €1,000, they had to share with the other exchange first, tell them who was sending the money, who was receiving it, so they can confirm it, and if the FATF requested it, they had to provide it. So, anyways, apparently the UK wants to also extend the monitor to the users' wallets, right? Because why not? Have more control. How likely is it that they're gonna succeed? Well, if you transfer the money from the exchange to the wallet, yes, you'll know that transfer was made. But if that transfer goes from one wallet to another wallet without going through the exchange, then they would have to be tracking that wallet consistently for them to be able to know when that money leaves, right? So it might make it a little bit harder to track once it leaves the exchange, right? Anyways, let's go to the next one. Blockchain data analytics firm Element said earlier this week that unusually high percentage of almost 50% of all Plus tokens withdrawals worsened to Huobi, indicating strong bias towards the Chinese cryptocurrency exchange. They're saying that it does not imply any wrongdoing on the part of Huobi, and basically it raises a question why so many Plus token users could choose to store their winnings in Huobi. Mainly because it's in China, right? That that scam happened in China, and Huobi is one of the largest exchanges there, along with Binance. So it would only make sense that they would use one of the two largest exchanges, right? The article is very short; it doesn't say anything else. It's just 5 small paragraphs. That's the most important stuff, right? Anyways, here's the other exchanges they use: ZB, Upbit, OKEx, and Gate.io. Maybe they used it because they didn't have much security, Anyways, that'll be the only thing I can infer from this. Let's go look at general market data, right? Hi, 5 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. What's happening in the market? Total market cap. What's going on, right? Yesterday we had a red day, losing 0.38%, closing at $257 billion. Right now, making a positive day, gaining 0.74%, sitting at 259.3 billion dollars. What is happening with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is losing dominance still. Yesterday it lost dominance 0.09%, and right now is losing dominance 0.32%. From an opening of 71.87, closing at 71.82, and right now sitting at 71.59. Now, what does this mean? It just means that money that is coming into the market, because we see that we have positive money right now, is not flowing into Bitcoin, it's going into alts, right? That's what this is telling us. So let's go and look at Bitcoin article, and then we'll figure out how the alts are doing, right? Hey, Sean Christian, how's it going? Happy Sunday, man. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if Soka is turned in, but anyway, 6 people watching. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Oh, yeah, I'm happy, dude. We picked up 4 subscribers overnight. It's pretty cool. There is some delay on the chat. I'm not sure how much delay we have right now, but I think there is some delay on the stream and the chat. Anyways, on to Bitcoin. What is happening on Bitcoin news, right? Soka, what's up, man? I guess you're the 6th guy that just tuned in. What is happening with this, right? The question is Bitcoin, stocks, or precious metal, which turns the most profit? This question we shouldn't even ask it, man. It's really a simple answer, right? It's stocks, you know. I'm kidding, dude. Bitcoin turns the biggest, right? Bitcoin rallied 177% on a year-to-date basis, right? Even though it remains 47% below their all-time high, it still had the best gains out there for those 3 questions, right? Because if you ask for crypto, I would have said maybe Binance would have had the best return, right? Because they went up from $4.60 to almost $40. Well, to right now sitting at around $20, but still 5 times your money, right? So I wouldn't say Bitcoin. I would say crypto had the best returns. Some of the coins. Anyways, traditional safe haven gold made like 17%, right? And it made it lately in the past 3 months. Silver also made some sort of high, but also in the past 3 months, but nothing as big as gold. And well, the S&P 500, right, which is a benchmark for stock trends in developed markets because it contains the largest cross section of assets amongst all industry classes, right? The year-to-date gains is 19.97, a little bit better than gold, but overall, still Bitcoin and crypto in general crushed traditional investment methods, right? I'm sorry if the light flickers. Apparently, when I wear a sort of white hat or something white, I have a lot of light shining on me, and it reflects a lot of light into the camera, and then I get a lot of flicker, like the shirts and like all of a sudden it looks like really red, and then it looks like a pale red. Whatever. I'm still trying to figure it out, right? I'm not sure how to fix that. It's something to do with lighting, but I already have like soft boxes everywhere, and Anyways, I'm much rather be well illuminated, and you guys can look at me and deal with the flicker a little bit while I still figure it out. Maybe I have to put some color correction or something in there. Anyways, let's go look at Bitcoin on the chart. What's happening with Bitcoin, right? Making some nice movements, right? 0.5% up right now, and that's just today in the past 2 hours. What happened yesterday, right? Well, Asia is just opening, and it's Monday for them. Well, there's nothing going on. We're still within this like sort of triangle that we traced. Still stagnating in momentum. Nothing happening, right? Sitting at 50 on the RSI. That's on the daily. There's nothing going on the daily. We had divergence. It has not played out, or like bullish divergence, right? We had this pop. I mean, I would have expected more to happen. But anyways, we are still above that 10,200, using it as support, which is fine. Let's go look at what is happening on the 4 hours, because really, since yesterday till today, not much has developed, right? We were here yesterday during the stream, I think. Around this time, right? That was when we were streaming, 7 p.m. So we were making this red candle. We had traced it up to here. Today we had more movement. I just extended the triangle a little bit more. We are still in that shape, right? Outside of that down-sloping channel that we traced. Used it as support on the 7 a.m., right? We went down, touched it, and bounced off it. And that's fine. We were making, I think on the 1 hour, we were making some bullish divergence. Right now here we had some bearish divergence. Develop slant bearish divergence, but still higher high, lower momentum. Price action to the downside. We did get it. It was soft. I'm not sure if it has finished developing or not. We're starting to pump up. Let's see where this takes us, right? Because if we make a higher high than this, then we could still make more bearish divergence. Price action to the downside again. Anyways, what is happening? Well, contraction on the Bollinger Bands for sure in the 4 hours. Sitting above that 20 MA right now. Starting to make negative momentum, right? Second bar of negative momentum, although it's very small. And sitting around 54 on the RSI, which is neutral. Still within this triangle that we traced, waiting for it to develop more on the daily. And volatility is still kind of open, but not too much on the Bollinger Bands. It's just moving sideways right now. We would need to see a little bit more tightening maybe on the Bollinger Bands on the daily for us to actually see more violent price movements, right? But let's go on the 1 hour and see what's happening. 6 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. Today, Sean Christian, I'm drinking one of your homemade remedies for the cold, which is like whiskey and club soda. So yeah, celebrating the weekend. Actually, I'm not feeling that bad today. My voice is still a little bit raspy, but I'm feeling much, much better. What is going on in the hour? We had some nice impulse up in the past 2 hours, right? At 7, right? That's a new day starting for crypto. It's closing the day for crypto. How do we do on the week, actually? Let's look at the week, because we actually closed the week with a... Was this last week? Yeah, because this is just this week that's starting to develop, right? We closed it with a red candle. That's fine. It wasn't too violent, right? We could have seen something a lot worse happening. I wish I could zoom in a lot more. It's just too tiny. And if I start screwing up with this, I could do it. But then I'll have to click something else and then come back. Look at this. We had some nice wicks to downside, but we ended up, the bulls ended up pulling back the price, right? And that is fine. Even though it's a red candle, it was not that bad. This bullish engulfing candle engulfed the past 2 weeks. So it's good. Right now, still above that 2 weeks where we started dropping, right? So we're making a green candle today. Again, the week's just starting. It's 2 hours into the week. It's very little time. We still wait for the week to mature a little bit more, but it's good indicators, right? Let's look what's going on in the 1 hour. See, that's what I was talking about. Now I have to go back in. There we go. Sitting about 20 MA, volatility slightly opening on the Bollinger Bands. We had some contraction. We saw some movements downside, reversal, then some rejection around that 20 MA, indecision going on, and then heavily price action to the upside. It was a nice movement, right? From 10,300 to almost 10,365. So almost a $65 movement. Right now, still pushed up a little bit more. We actually went to 10,382. So in the 2 bars, $82 movements. Right now, seeing some retracement happening. That's fine. Nothing to worry about. We broke out of this downsloping channel. What's going on the more macro picture, right? On the more macro for Bitcoin. Still within this major downsloping channel. Still within this other triangle, right? This yellow line, this green line. And still with broken out of that equidistant channel we had traced. We can certainly try to shift things to that where we cover and where we're in, and that'll be fine. It's still an uptrend. Look, anywhere up to here would be an uptrend, right? So we still have a lot of room to move. And if I go here, that's still a valid pattern. We do get more touch points. We have this, and we have this included in the channel. I would just need to extend this a little bit more. And it's still, oh, sorry, not that one. I didn't want to move that. I want to move this. There we go. I'll fine tune it, right? But this will still be an uptrend, right, guys? Nothing to worry about. So, yeah, still in an uptrend, right? Major uptrend. Since when did we start this uptrend? I could take this, right? So February the 8th, or if you want to call it the more major movement, around April the 2nd, right? So we are still in an uptrend. I'm gonna return it to what I had it, and then I'm gonna correct it overnight to where I have the better touch points, right? It might seem like I'm moving the graph a little bit, but I'm just doing Control Z a lot because I can't remember. There we go. That's where I had it anchored. Anyway, let's go on the hour again. Let's finish analyzing this puppy. Stuff I don't like off the bat, right? Bearish divergence, right? Hidden bearish divergence, but still bearish divergence nonetheless, I think. No, wait. No, not yet. I thought we were a little bit higher on this graph. We would have to wait for this to develop. But since we're making positive momentum still, if we have anything that comes close to here, we would be developing bearish divergence. It would be weak bearish divergence, but still bearish divergence nonetheless. So I'll just leave this bar here. We could still go down a little bit, and then this one wouldn't be bearish divergence, right? Because we're lower on price and making lower negative momentum, right? So a lower high and lower high on the momentum. But I'll leave it here. If you guys see any bar come close to this, touch it or go above it, then we would be making a hidden bearish divergence or something like that, right? So just keep it in mind for your trades overnight if something happens, right? So keep this bar in mind. What's happening over here? Nothing. It's fine. The RSI, we're in that neutral zone, 57. Just keep this one, like I said, right? I'll leave it here. If we come and touch it, bearish divergence developing. If it makes higher, it'll be hidden bearish divergence. So just keep it in mind as you trade. I'll try to make this a straight line. There we go. And just watch for that, right? Terrafluent tequila? No. Whiskey and soda. Actually, good whiskey still. Yeah, whiskey. I usually don't drink a lot, but sometimes I do. But usually try not to drink much. Anyways, what else? Yeah, that's it for Bitcoin, right? Just watch out for this. We are retracing a little bit, right, but still making positive momentum. Watch out for the next couple candles as they develop overnight. If we hit bearish divergence, we could see price action to the downside. Even though if we hit this line, it would be weak bearish divergence, so it has a strong chance of not playing out. And hidden bearish divergence, it just means pattern continuation, right? Things that we should watch out for, right? I extended this line. It was here yesterday. I made it here to where it was including these candles. The top one I haven't moved, so we are still within that upsloping, kind of symmetrical triangle. So just keep it in mind. Oh, we dropped a follower. He probably got upset because I was drinking. Anyways, what else is going on? If you're watching, hit that like button, that bell, that sub, right? If you haven't done it yet. Let's go on to Ethereum news, right? Because Bitcoin is just kind of not doing much right now. Like I said, we have been range bound for a while, right? So if you want to look even all the way back here, I would say anywhere from like 10,400 and below up to here, if you want to call it, has been a range for a while. So yeah, let's move on to something else more entertaining. Ethereum. Let's see what's happening with Ethereum. Now, some people ask Vitalik Buterin about the recent developments on privacy technology. He said, in general, that they have made a huge leap in progress over the last 3 weeks in a way that a lot of people aren't realizing. You know, he pointed to Plonk, a new way to create zero knowledge proofs set to be rolled out by Aztec Protocol, a consensus-backed project focused on bringing privacy to Ethereum in October. Now, the concept reduces the complexity of creating zero knowledge proof, making it more accessible to people. It means that it's really easy for thousands of people to participate. That's what Vitalik is stating, right? When he was asked about DeFi or decentralized finance, he said he's very excited about the potential DeFi offers in principle. The idea is just that anyone anywhere in the world can have access to systems that lets them pay each other and choose their own financial exposure. It's a really powerful thing. It's something that a lot of people don't have access to, and it's interesting, right? DeFi certainly seems to be coming in strong. Now, when he went on to suggest that DeFi could offer a way of preventing blockchain founders from raising a ton of money and then disappearing, right? Because it could be placed on smart contracts and then released once, the targets start to be getting meet, right? You meet a target, you release funds. You meet another target, you release funds. So could certainly help with ICOs. Now, regarding Ethereum 2.0, he commented that Ethereum 2.0's first stage of development, he said that everything was finalized except for things that come up during the security audits. The clients are now talking to each other. The next step is to make sure they can maintain a public network at scale. So let's see how this keeps on developing. We'll keep on tracking it. It's not yet fully developed. Let's go look at Ethereum. What's happening with Ethereum on the daily? Ethereum on market cap, man, gaining, right? Finally seeing the alts come back above 8%. Yes, that's good. We hadn't been above 8% in a while, at least since August 14th. Man, being below 8% really sucks a lot. And we actually dipped below it, so we had not been above it continuously since August the 7th, right? It just means you have more market dominance. You're stronger to market fluctuations against Bitcoin and everyone else. Let's hope we can keep this riding to the upside. It could certainly kickstart alt season, right? So that's something we have to watch out for. alts gaining dominance is a very good thing. Now, what is happening with sorry, I didn't say what it's sitting at. So yesterday we made 0.69% up, and right now we're making 1.7% up. So that means money is flowing into Ethereum. That is good. Does not necessarily mean the price has to go up, although price has been going up. Now, what is happening, right? We're on an uptrend. That's fine. Let's see what's happening on the daily. We're making another push to the upside. That is really good, unless we look at some other stuff. Here we're making negative momentum or positive momentum source, right? And yeah, it's positive. So here we would be developing from this island to this island. That would be the nearest one. Or I could even go to this point, right? This point being equal, right? An equal straight line. We would be making sort of a bullish, not bullish, sorry, a sort of bearish divergence, right? Actually, yeah, it's sitting there. Yeah, it's sitting there. If we go here, it would certainly be a bearish divergence, right? Even though it's slightly going down, the lines are still sort of convergent. It's hidden bearish divergence that we would be developing. Usually price continuation, right? So we could still go to the upside and wait to see how this develops. That's the only thing I could see on the daily scale right now. We had developed, this bullish divergence back here, from here to here and here. Lower price, and then making less negative momentum. It means exhaustion on the alts are up today. Yeah, alts are up today. This would certainly, and this is just this past 2 hours that the day started. It means that the sellers are getting exhausted, right? Even though you're selling, you're not selling much. So anyways, price action to the upside. Let's see how this develops. I really want to see if we can come and meet this high, break out of this channel, and then see what is going on. We could certainly go and try to trace something else, right? I'm going to delete this downsloping channel. We broke out of it. We broke out of it with not a lot of volume, but certainly broke out of it nicely. We'll go ahead and make this an upsloping channel. And that should raise the morale of a lot of people, because it's good. That means we're trending to the upside, right? Anyways, there we go. I'll adjust on the 4 hours. Oh, we dropped a viewer. Sorry, viewer, that you left. You should have sticked with us. We are fun. Let's go on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, right? Making positive momentum. That is fine. This candle just started 2 hours ago at 7 p.m. Central. What happened? Well, we here called it, right? We said this was potentially bearish. We did have that move to the downside. Then we started again upsloping, and that was fine. I didn't make any adjustments overnight. The only thing that worries me that we are sitting at overbought, right? We're sitting at 76.37, meaning that we should maybe start seeing price action to the downside. Stuff that worries me here, again, this would be just regular bearish divergence, like strong. You're going slightly down, and then from here to here, you would be making a higher high with less positive momentum. That is usually not good. Could mean price action to the downside. We just picked up another viewer. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, so price action to the downside, right? From this divergence, we could still pump higher and negate it, right? But even if we go to the equals, right? I'll leave it here for you guys to follow. If we come and touch this line and we don't go higher, we will be making like weak bearish divergence, right? And we don't want that. We want this to go higher, then we wouldn't get the bearish divergence, and everything would be fine. If we don't, right now, we will be making a strong bearish divergence, which would be a class A or type 1, meaning price action to the downside. And it would make sense because we are sitting high on the RSI. Even though we are high at 76, we still have room to grow, right? We have not seen 76 on the RSI, and I'm actually going to trace a line here around that 76, and I'm gonna go since the 26th of June, right? We had it also on the 22nd of June, right? So 21st of June because we're going up, and then I'll call it on the 25th of June, which is this other impulse up, and then before that was on May 15th. So we are, even though we are lower on these prices, we are still making a lot of a strong movement on the RSI, right? So what is happening on the more micro scale? Divergence is, we're sitting up above that 20 MA. We had this cross of the bands, right? We said when we cross the bands, we usually see movements. We had this nice movement to the upside, some consolidation, then another move to the upside, some consolidation, break to the downside, not too much breaking to the downside, consolidation. Again, we could say that we were channel bound, and certainly if I go on the more macro scale, it would be something like this, which would have been a sort of like yeah, symmetrical triangle, right? So we broke to the upside. That's fine. What we could expect to see is a what do we call this? Oh man, why is it not? There we go. A measure move, right? That's what we would expect to see. Did we hit it? I think we did. Oh man, this is moving a lot. It isn't letting me grab it properly. There we go. Can I? I think I'm gonna have to zoom in more. Having trouble picking up this place. There we go. Did we hit that measure move, right? That would be the question right now, and I want to be able to move it again. So we broke around here. Did we hit it? I think we did, right? We actually hit it spot on with this wick, and then we started to retrace, and that will be fine. We'll look at it better in the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour? Above that 20 MA, volatility very open on that on that Bollinger Bands. We're actually outside of the Bollinger Bands, which usually means that we need to go back into the Bollinger Bands, so we could expect some price action to the downside. As you can see, even though we're making positive momentum, we're starting to decrease on that impulse on the bars. Again, here is much more evident that we are making... I didn't want to do that. That's a square. Anyways, here it's that divergence that I talked about. All right, it would be much more evident here, right? We're going higher in price, but we're making much less negative momentum. Sorry, not negative, positive momentum. We are high on the RSI, not as high as we were back here, but still we are hitting overbought on 73.55. And what is really happening, right? Let's go look closer, right? I think we hit that measure move with this last candle we developed this past hour. I'm gonna try to move this around and try to get this measure again from that top part. I was a little bit off, so we probably hit it and then we went a little bit over it and then came back. Right, this would have been the measure move, right, from the breakout. We are still outside of that measure move, and that's fine. That's not a problem. Like I said, the only thing that worries me is that on the 1 hour, this is a lot farther off from being a straight line, right? To be a straight line, we would have to be here. We still have a long ways to go. So I don't think we're going to do it because we are starting to lose strength, apparently, on our impulses. And right now, we are here. So right now, even though we have not made a stagnation or anything else, it would certainly be bearish divergence, right? So just keep it in mind for your trades. Potential price action to the downside. We could come back and retest this old resistance as support, and that would also be fine as well. Let's go to the next article. On to Ripple. What is going on with Ripple? I have this article. It's lengthy, but you know the first part we already talked about, so we're actually not going to cover it again, right? So it says XRP fork is unlikely to succeed. Ripple continues to face angry investors. That first part is about the angry investors and the BS that we already covered previously. We're not going to go into it. We're going to go into the potential fork, right? Why is it failing? Well, CryptoBitLord apparently is a dumbass. Sorry about that. Sorry about the word. But he apparently is a very stupid person. He's not doing his own stuff. He's not doing his own research. Apparently he's relying on people to tell him what to do. So he's just probably just like kicking the hornet's nest. And he's just probably waiting to be stung, right? Why? Well, he's thinking, like, he had this one come out on August 26th. We covered it, stating that I'm thinking about forking XRP. We don't have to deal with the founders dumping. You know, it'll be a community affair for retweet if you're in. Then he's coming in and saying, oh, from what I read on Twitter, you can't actually fork it, you know, and we talked about that, right? Yes, yeah, that's secondary, right? I mean, Jet McHale is selling a lot of XRP. That's secondary. What I'm worried about is about the mentality of this guy who has like 100,000 followers, right? He's a stupid person kicking the hornet's nest, trying to make a lot of bad stuff happen, you know. But like look at this tweet. From what I read, you can actually fork it. We can start from scratch and tweak some stuff. Well, he actually said another word, but stuff. But a fork is very difficult. From what I read in my feed, we basically gotta clone the GitHub and make some simple changes. He's not even thinking, right? He's having people telling him how to do it. He doesn't even know if he can clone the GitHub. He doesn't even know how to get it running. He's just stupid person trying to make stupid stuff happen. Anyways, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to do it. He doesn't even know how to do it. He's gonna go to a YouTube tutorial to see how to clone a GitHub and try to make his own project kick off. Because he can fork Ripple, because he's probably really dumb, he got caught in a bad position and he can get out of. We already discussed this. And he's just like rallying people to, get him, to dump Ripple or something. But, he's not thinking his own stuff. He's relying on people. Oh, someone said on my feed I should do this. Someone said on my feed I should do that. Oh, I can clone it. I opened my mouth too soon and I didn't know what I was talking about. But I'm not gonna say that. It's annoying to see these type of comments. I do have Ripple. I like Ripple. I like the project. I don't agree with a lot of things that are happening, but still, I mean Ripple, right? Because I do believe long term they are trying to solve issues that are really creating a use case for the token, right? Anyways, then he goes on to say, or someone else from like Eyal Shani, said that XRP can be forked. You just have to take their source code and start your own chain. The problem is whether you can convince the Ripple validators to convert to your chain. So it's just the guy who's not gonna know how to do it. He's probably gonna come up with a really bad project, and he's gonna get a lot of people into a lot of trouble. Fact of the matter is that these folks don't have enough purchasing power to support the market price of the current XRP token. There's no reason to believe they'd fare any better by simply forking the XRP ledger. Yes, exactly. They just want to do it. I said it. They want to pump and dump. They want to do whatever they can to create their token, get people to buy in, get out of their bad position, make up whatever they lost, and then leave the people suffering in the middle, right? So it's just stupid to see these articles. I mean, I really try not to touch them, but this one seems to strike a nerve, and sorry about that. Like I said, I try to keep it very neutral, but articles like this really like strike a chord or something. Anyways, XRP liquidity index surpasses all-time high at Bitso as Ripple coin crosses Bitcoin in pesos volume, right? Mexican pesos. Like the founder of Bitso, Daniel Vogel, confirmed that XRP Rapid is flowing nicely through Bitso. We quoted, we did an article where we showed that volume was actually increasing on Bitso compared to the other exchanges, which is fine. It means a lot of remittances are probably coming to Mexico. We were not sure if they were growing because MoneyGram started using it, and maybe MoneyGram is this is one of Ripple allies, right? So maybe the way that MoneyGram sends dollars, but maybe Ripple is using Bitso to make the money pass through and flow and then deliver it to MoneyGram on the other end, right? So it could be that they're using that exchange, and that's why that exchange is seeing that nice volume going through, which is pretty cool. Anyways, put the music back on. I forgot to turn it on after the ads. Anyways, Bitso has been a critical player at helping with XRPL, decentralization and implementation of XRP products. Ripple's XRapid is one of the most prominent products of the blockchain firm that uses XRP as a core for making transactions. Now, XRP surpassed Bitcoin as the most traded fiat pair on XRapid-enabled Bitso exchange. However, as they were writing the article, Bitcoin overtook Ripple again with volume trading. That is fine, but seeing that Ripple certainly overtakes another asset, a much stronger asset in volume trading, it's certainly interesting to see, right? Because it could point out to other stuff happening in the future. Like I said, here this exchange is probably being used for the remittances. There's a lot of money flowing through. You will see where it could be one of those phenomena that we see whenever people get paid, right? And the money starts flowing back to Mexico. It would certainly, we could see that volume spiking and maybe being more than the volume of Bitcoin traded, right? There are no articles for Litecoin, and there are no articles for Binance. I didn't find anything worth mentioning. So we're just going to go straight into charts from here on out. And then at the end, we'll cover some XLM that was requested by Sean during the via Discord, right? So Anyways, let's go on the XRP. Ripple on the daily yesterday losing dominance, not a lot, 0.31% down. Right now making it up at 0.13%, right? Sitting at 4.36% dominance. I really wish we could see Ripple higher. You know, Ethereum really recovered a lot more. You have another passive business. Yeah, we could look at it after the crypto, right? So we're sitting below 20 MA. We don't do analysis for this. It just means that money is flowing into it. It didn't flow as much as it did for Ethereum. Let's see what else is going on. Let's go to Ripple price on the daily. A lot of contraction happening on the Bollinger Bands. Right now we went up, almost touched that upper part of the Bollinger Bands. Sitting above the mid part of the channel, right? We did discuss it as a potential thing that could happen. Still making positive momentum. Still diverging on that RSI over the MACD. The MACD, sorry, over the signal line. And the RSI going to neutral around 47.77. What is happening? Well, not much. That bullish divergence that we talked about, and after that, nothing else. This is not making anything else up here. Higher high, high volume, high in this volume, higher volume. Not much going on really. So let's go look at the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, man, we had a nice spike to the upside. That was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Now we were consolidating downwards. That's fine. We said this was usually bullish. We did go up. Then we started to break down a little bit. Probably use this channel as support. I'm going to extend it a little bit. But we probably used it as support and then bounced off it, right? And I will extend it now. Did we use it as support? Not quite. We did not use it as support. Oh, no, we did touch it. Ha. We did touch it because I have the touch points up here again. So we did touch it, confirming that it's support, then bounced off it. That is fine. You know, things that we could see sort of happening, but not yet. Just watch out. If we keep going up and we don't make higher high here in momentum, we would be developing bearish divergence, price action to a downside. Just pointing it out. We are high on the other side, but not too high, sitting at 59. Again, making positive momentum, still diverging on the MACD over the signal line. What else? Sitting above that mid channel, which is good. We haven't been above that mid part of the channel since here was the first day we were out, closing in a new candle, right? So August 19th, right? We have been below that channel since August 19th. That is fine. Nothing to worry about. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. This is already played out, so I'll try to declutter this a little bit. Get rid of this triangle. We broke out of it. Did we do a measure move? That's a valid question. It would be from here to here, right? It wouldn't matter if it's skewed, but yeah, we actually hit a measure move of that triangle, and then we started flagging. That's fine. Then we kind of broke down and then recovered it. So not much going on. Let's go on the 1 hour. Stuff that could happen, right? This one's a little bit higher. We already kind of negated it, right? But it could have been a hidden bullish, a bearish divergence, sorry. Right, this being lower than this, and this being lower than this, making more positive momentum. It will be hidden bearish divergence, just to keep it in mind, right? And with that, might have been one of the reasons we see us break down here. Let's go on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, man, so we had some contraction on the Bollinger Bands, right? Usually when contraction happens, we see strong movements. Strong movement to the downside. We're starting to go up again. Sitting above that 20 MA, above that mid part of the channel. From here to here, it's a lower low, more negative momentum. That is fine. From here to here, it's still lower, and that will be fine as well. So we're not doing anything here on the MACD. Well, it's something happening on the RSI, right? Sorta on the RSI, we are hitting some sort of divergence. Making lower movement here and sort of equal movement here. Could be sort of a bearish divergence developing, right? Even if we were here, it would still happen, right? So just keep it in mind. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff still. Other than that, nothing else is going on, right? We are seeing some sort of shift. We did come down, touch that channel, bounced off it, and touch that bottom part of the Bollinger Bands, bounce off it. Usually after you touch a bottom or a top of a Bollinger Band, you would go and touch that opposite part, then go up again. You see we touched it again, and then we go down, touch it for a while, bounced up. So we potentially could touch this top part of the Bollinger Bands again. and for more candles to develop. We are seeing indecision, spinning top, sorta, and this one is just standing at almost zero, right? We're not making anything here on this candle. It opened and closed the same. We are making a slightly less negative movement right now, but I wouldn't worry too much right now. It's just this one just started, so it still has 18 minutes. Well, it's about to close, right? It has 18 minutes to go, but it's showing indecision, right? Bulls and bears are fighting it out for this territory, and none of them can come on top. If we do make this less, we might then see price action reversal, meaning the bears probably took over slightly, and we'll see what happens then. Let's go to Litecoin. Litecoin on daily. Oh, we lost a viewer. Sorry, viewer that left. Wish you would have stick with us. Anyways, yesterday, negative day, right? 0.44%. Look, Litecoin really gaining some traction, right? 1.56%. What is going on with sitting at 1.75 of market dominance? I didn't say the price of Ripple. Ripple sitting at 26 cents or 26.27, right? Anyways, let's go to Litecoin. Litecoin sitting at $71.69. Is it still within this channel? Yes, very likely that it is. So we'll just extend it. There we go. We are still within that channel, on the top part of that channel, which is nice. Still contracting on the Bollinger Bands, sitting above the 20 MA clearly, making another bar of positive momentum, and sitting at 50 on the RSI, 50.28. So very neutral stuff. We're getting another viewer. Thank you for tuning in. What is happening right here? Man, here we are making that bearish divergence, right? So I will go from here to here, and from here to here, right? Slower momentum, although it's still developing, you know, but it's slower momentum. So strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We are sitting at 62 on the RSI. Even if we went here, which would be straight, we would still be making bearish divergence. It would be weak, but still price action to a downside, right? So watch out, we might get a flip here and start seeing lower prices. We could see something like this, right? Consolidate downwards, and then bounce off maybe. That'll be it on the 4 hours. Let's go on the 1 hour. There's not a lot happening, right? We're really range bound in all of this stuff. Even though these movements seem like they're a lot, they're not that strong on the more macro picture. So what is going on, right? That bearish divergence certainly still playing out. I'll adjust it here for the 4 hour, for the 1 hour. Starting to get that red candle, right? So we are seeing that turn happening. We might drop a little bit more. We might come and touch this support at 70.81. Even after that, if we drop, we might touch that mid part of the channel. Even it right now is congruent with that 20 MA. So we could touch both of those and then bounce off, and then we could even come down here and touch this part of the channel, the previous channel, the bottom part of the channel, yeah, and then bounce off it, right? So what is going on here, right? Lower lows, more negative momentum. That is fine. Nothing going on here. Here is the thing that I'm seeing, right? Potential price reversal. Keep it in mind for your trades. Let's go on to Binance. Binance on the daily. Man, yesterday we dropped a lot, right? 2.93%. Right now gaining some 1.54, sitting at 1.25 of market cap. What is going on with Binance? Where is it sitting at? It's sitting at $20.76. Yesterday we dropped a little bit. We're getting it today. Still sitting below 20 MA. Contraction starting to happen on the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to extend the channel because I think we might be sitting above the mid part. Yeah, we are. Momentum, still building positive momentum, although it's very weak. And we're sitting low on there, it's at 35, so a lot of potential to move to the upside, right? Let's go look at the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, contraction saw the Bollinger Bands. Even though we had some strong movement to the downside, we kind of negated it in these past 4 hours. So we touched that 20 MA. We are rejecting it. That is fine. Nothing wrong there. We broke down to this triangle to the downside. Even though usually from an upsloping triangle, you could technically break to the upside. Sitting at 47 on the RSI, making positive momentum again after a small negative momentum bar. Let's see where this takes us, right? Because right now it's indecision, right? It's very small. So we pull down and then we push back up, you know, bears and bulls duking it out. Let's see where this takes us. We need more candles to develop. Albeit on the 4 hours, right? Below 20 MA, making positive momentum. That's it. It's in the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, man, we are still seem to be recovering a little bit better, right, than this previous one. So what is happening? Making positive momentum, even though things I don't like off the bat, right? Off like really quickly from here to here. Even though it's just developing still lower. And then is it equal? No, okay, cool. It's still lower, so nothing happening there. I thought it was about equals, so I was a little bit worried. I'll shift to this, and then I'll do this over here, right? So we're almost touching that. All right, if we go touch it, we will be making a bearish divergence. That would mean price continuation, price action to your downside. So just keep it in mind for your trades. Here we did seem to have developed some sort of bullish divergence of sort. There we go. So definitely we made some bullish divergences, weak bullish divergence, but still played out to price action to the upside. Sitting above the 20 MA, volatility open on the Bollinger Bands, and sitting at 52 on the RSI. Right now, like I said, if we come and touch this, it's like happening with all the coins, right? If we come and touch this part, make bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We're still making positive momentum still, so we have to wait for the next candle to develop, and then we'll take it from there. So that'll be it for the coins, right? Now, Sean came with a question about XLM. We'll look at XLM. The only article that we have is this one. We covered it the other day. It's the giveaway, the Stellar giveaway for 120 million, right? That was back when the article came out. Still 2 billion XLM. They were going to give it away on Keybase, which is a platform. I went on the platform. You had to have an account set up before September the 9th. Otherwise, you were not able to get into the airdrop. So I'm not sure if you're still able to get into the airdrop or not by creating the account right now. But just keep in mind that if you want to go check it out, it's free XLM, right? Other than that, I'm not going to cover this article. We already did it previously. I'll post a link up here. It'll pop up upstairs. Stream is on, and I'll edit. Right. So let's look at XLM. I'm not going to look at dominance because it's probably very weak. I'll pop up dominance, just for shits and giggles. We still have time. So XLM dominance. Is there even a dominance? Yeah, there is. Here it is. Let me bring it up to where I have my XLM stuff. That way it'll be all together in a nice small box. There we go. XLM dominance, man, today pulling up a lot of dominance, man, but still XLM is 0.46 of the market, man. It's not even 0.5% of the whole crypto market, so it's very little. It's going to be very susceptible to whatever else happens with everyone else. So that is XLM making a nice pull, right? Basically undoing the past, it is a 1 hour. Let's look at the daily. I was getting ahead of myself. It's very flat. That is happening with the XLM, right? Basically undid the previous day, and we are basically at what we closed 2 days ago. That's it. Not much going on. It's tiny, yes. 0.41. I could make jokes about tiny stuff, but then it wouldn't be appropriate for the stream, and then YouTube probably won't like it. Anyways, let's go on to XLM, to the dollar. Look, I have this chart for XLM on the dollar. This will be on Bitfinex. And this would be on Coinbase, right? They're more or less the same. I like the Coinbase one a little bit better. Although on the Bitfinex, all I want to show is that we are winning a downtrend since May 16th, and we have not been able to get above it, right? We're just basically getting above that 50% of the line, still sitting with that below that 20 MA, right? But that midline of the channel certainly has been strong resistance for this coin. Even though it's making positive momentum, it's not significant, right? And things I could see really quick, hidden bearish divergence, right? So from here to here, and from no, never mind. I'll call that back. It's not. I was looking at this small hump, and then I got confused by drawing it here. Anyways, I want to look at the other chart because I was tracing something here. We are within sort of a down-sloping wedge, right, which is bullish. We should see price action to the upside. Although lately we have been in this, we've been bound by this channel, right, and we're just moving sideways, more or less, slightly down-sloping, but more or less sideways. Sitting below at 20 MA, making positive momentum, sitting really low on the RSI at 34, so prime for price action to the upside. Let's look if we have something that would tell us or scream price action to the upside, right? Maybe here on the 1 hour, I have this line here, and on the 1 hour, might see some bullish divergence, price action to the upside. That's what we're getting these bars happening right now. And I actually started doing this whenever you send me that message, so maybe the day had just started to develop. So we are seeing about that 20 MA, that is fine. Price action to the upside starting to develop, right? Positive momentum going on, and sitting at 51 on the RSI. So 1 hours. On the 1 hour, sitting about 20 MA, we came down, touched it, bounced off it. We used it 2 times as support. Some contraction on the Bollinger Bands, but not much right now. Still, volatile is still open. Starting to make positive momentum and sitting around 55 on the RSI. What is going on here, right? So we do have that bullish divergence that I was talking about. It's hidden bullish divergence, but still could play out to price action to the upside. So it basically got developed at 4 p.m. and then since then we've seen the price go up, right? It even means price continuation, but price action to the upside. So that would be it. Long term on this, I'm not very bullish on XLM, right? I call it poor man's Ripple because it is very cheap and it has not performed like anyone else, right? So look at this and then let's look at Ripple, right? This is one and then this is the other one. They look very similar. But Ripple, they used to be correlated. They used to be like 15 cents apart most of the time. And then they just diverged a lot, right? Ripple kind of held it and then Lumens just went like crazy, right? Do I see it dropping more or sideways? Man, I would need to look at the daily first. In a more micro scale. Man, I don't even have information going farther back. Let me look at this exchange. I don't have a lot of information going back. So farthest back I can see would be here, which would be. Why do I not have more information, right? It would be March of 2019. So if I could see farther back, I'm gonna look for another exchange. Give me 1 second. XLM to USD. Look, I'll try to go on Tether on Binance, maybe, or yeah, I'll do one of those things where Binance calculates the dollar value, and I can see farther back, and this is good. What do I see, man? The farthest back I can see now it's December 2017. I cannot see farther back, and what I can tell you is that we're making the lowest lows we made. There's nothing back here that I can see right now that would be support. Or so I'm not sure where this is gonna go right now on the more micro scale, right? Now, let me look for another graph. XLM USD. But where can I look at more XLM data, man? Bittrex maybe. Yes, Bittrex has data. So we are sitting at old support, right? Look at this, man. We are sitting at support from June 2017. That's where we'll be sitting at, right? I'm going to do this Alt-H. So I can draw this white line. And the range that I would tell you from there, we would certainly something around here. Maybe something around here. Look, let me zoom in here because we had a lot of micro movement happening in this zone, and I can zoom a lot without this screwing it up. So I'm gonna like eyeball this real quick though. So it seems to be somewhat right. Anyways, we have these old supports and resistances from way back in 2017. We're broken down, so we're sitting at old time lows, right? We have been bouncing off. This is the same thing that's happened with Ripple. Ripple 25 cents was way back when. We are hugging it. I don't like that we've been touching it a lot and not being able to break it, because the more we're touching it is that the more we're consuming people that are willing to sell at that point. Once those sellers are gone, the coin is going to drop to the next level where sellers are willing to sell, which is usually the next support, right? So we might see some fluctuation around this area, but we come here, right? And then these would be resistance. People willing to buy at this level, right? So people will be buying here, and there's just a limited amount of sellers that will be here, right? Once you exhaust them, you will drop to the next level. So you'll drop to here. Those are things that usually happen, right? Do I see it moving sideways? Man, I haven't tracked Stellar in a while. Back before I started this, I used to talk with Soka, and we used to discuss the coins and which ones would be good to get in and out of by looking at them. And we actually had a list that we believe could be good or potential coins, right? And we had Ripple, Lite, obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, but not buying a whole Bitcoin, Ethereum back then. Then we had Tron, Cardano, XLM. We had also Stellar. We had Holo and Binance, I think. But other than that, we haven't seen. After we got in, I got into Ripple mainly, and then a little bit of Bitcoin. Nothing on Ethereum. Somewhat on Litecoin, but very little. And then I just don't have any more. Binance I did get into, like I said, and then that would be it, right? But Lumens at the end, I didn't end up getting into because the project is very similar to Ripple. But Ripple's coming out announcing partners, right? They're both solving similar issues, liquidity. Ripple's coming out and announcing new partners, signing up with banks, doing everything. And Stellar, it's not doing anything, dude. I don't see news of Stellar signing up a bank. I don't see news on Stellar signing up someone, doing anything, going anywhere. That's the only thing that worries me about Stellar, right? It's a token that, although it has a clear purpose, is not meeting it, right? One second, antivirus is saying something. Yeah, I need to update the antivirus. Anyways, that'll be my view on Stellar, man. It has potential. Yeah, it has potential, right? It could go to the upside, just like any other coin. Do I like where it's at? No. It's a downtrend, man. You can clearly see it. It's not doing anything to get out of this downtrend, right? This is gonna be too steep because it's a USD to something else. So we get these sharp wicks of conversion, and I'm gonna ignore them. So I'm much rather to go to a real USD chart. This is not also this is calculated by TradingView. So I would have to go to a real USD pair. Right, like I said, it's in a clear downtrend, man. No signs of breaking. Yes, we had this small bump to the upside. We kind of held it for a little bit, but then we broke to the downside again, and it just kept on going down, man. And right now, we are touching these old supports, right? And we're not bouncing off them, right? We're not bouncing off them violently. Here we bounced off it, and we just bounced. We didn't even touch the 20 man. We were like, oh, weak, and like, oh, I'm dying. And then we just started to go down. We actually wicked below this. Then go back up. We're seeing some contraction on the Bollinger Bands. We could break somewhere, right? Once the Bollinger Bands contract. But are we going to break to the upside or the downside? Man, I still can't tell. Because with this data, it just seems like it's just going to go to zero. But it could potentially break to the upside, It's not too expensive. If you want to get into a position on this coin, I mean, don't go heavily into it. That's the only thing I could say. Not advised, but that's the way I would play it, right? Put something into it, and then if it starts to go up, then add more to the position. That would certainly be the safe way to play it. Because right now, if this breaks this support, the next level you're gonna see is 4 cents really quick. So you're gonna lose a cent, almost 2 cents, because it's sitting at 0.59. So it's almost sitting at 6 cents. You're gonna go to like 4 cents really quick because there's nothing else in between. And here, I'm not sure what we wicked off. Maybe there's something back here on all this like data, but I think I kind of got it as closely as I could, right? Maybe we hit something here or here. You know, there could be certainly some support around this area. I'll just trace something here. I'll do no, not that one. I'll just trace something here, even though it won't be very accurate. But I'll just put it there for us to have it as a reference. But you know, before that, man, if we break that, we'll go to like 1 cent, 3 cents. You know, there's some support in this area for sure, and some support in this area. Oh, not that one. I'll do each. Nah, it's not letting me do it. There we go. So I traced some really quick areas of support and resistance, right? If we break it, where can we go? We touched one. Yes, we did. We kind of touched this like 0.49 cents, right? That will be it. Though contraction of the Bollinger Bands would certainly suggest that we should get a movement. It could be Bitcoin kicking off again, and then we will follow Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down, expect this to go down really quick. And if Bitcoin goes up, then we can expect this to go up real quick, right? Where is it going to stop? I'm not sure, dude. There's also areas of resistance. So around here, we could have some resistance. Around here, we could have some resistance. I'm not tracing on the bodies because we seem to be wicking a lot around this area. So some resistance. Then we'll probably have some resistance around this area, right? So to the upside, you have resistance. To the downside, you have resistance. I wish I could do something with fibs. But man, if I try to fib this, you know, you from high to low, and we haven't even confirmed it as a low. I'm gonna take this wick as a high, man. I really don't want to go further back to low. I'm gonna take this wick, and I probably shouldn't because it's just one wick there. There's more stuff here, right? So we gone down. We haven't even begun retracing, right? So we could retrace, go to the upside. That's something that certainly could happen. Let's go on the 1 hour because there's some stuff happening here on the more micro scale. But you know, from here to here, that will be from high to low. Right, from low to high. We retrace to that 618, right? That's good. That's usually where you're traced to. And then we bounced off, and then we're making higher numbers, right? We actually broke above that 382. So right now, let's do something else, right? So we have confirmed that as a low to high, and then we're gonna go from high to low. We retrace with this will be a deep retrace, right? The 786, sorry, and then we kind of hit it, and then we're going back down. So right now we could go back down again, right? Or we could break it and then go hit that 100% retrace or that 1618 retrace, right? So that's what I would see happening for Lumens or Stellar or whatever you want to call this coin. I'm not really into it. You know, it's too low. Although a nice pop to the upside would certainly, I mean, man, recovering anything on this coin would be good, right? Recovering to like 16 cents from 5 cents, it's 3 times value, right? I mean, definitely there is value to be had, but there is a lot of risk. It just depends on whether or not you're comfortable with that risk. You know, I do have some lumens. I don't have a lot. Back when I had them, it was like $25 worth of lumens, and I got them free on an airdrop from like blockchain.com. And that investment was when it was like probably back here, man. It just probably worked zero right now. I mean, I just had them for free, so I left them there, but they're probably worth almost nothing. So that's let me see something here on my phone real quick because I can see it somewhere else without having to do a lot of stuff. I think I put them on that Crypto Millionaire app, right? So here, the lumens that I had are probably worth nothing right now, right? So It was 192 lumens back then, and it was around $25. So how much is 192 lumens right now? 192 times 0.05. 0.5. What is it at? Yeah, 0.58. It'll be $11, man. I lost over half of my value just for holding the lumens, and I probably should have just taken them to something else, right? I mean, that's what I can tell you, right? Um, in the end, what you do with it, what you choose to do, what you choose not to do with it, it's entirely up to you, man. So you said you had another thing that you wanted to talk about. Another. So if you want to put it in the chat, you mentioned you wanted to talk about something else after I finish the your passive business, right? So toss it in the chat and then we'll talk about it, right? While that happens, I'm gonna go look at Bitcoin again, see what the corn is doing. Bitcoin, ma, Popeye, ma, Bitcoin. Hey, Soka, you still here, man? You sent me something on Discord. Okay, cool. I'll move it off to the side, and then I'll open it. So, right, yeah, I'm opening them up. I'm opening the first one, and then I'm gonna open the second one real quick. I'll just open them on a window outside of the main window first, just in case it takes me to a site that it would be inappropriate. You know, I don't want to get. I know you haven't sent me anything bad, but I just wanted to. I'm always trying to be careful, right, with the information that I open. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna be able to see, but this one I can. So, am I seeing two windows of the same thing? Did you send me the same thing twice or no? Because okay, look, one of them is taking me here. No, I don't want you to do that. There we go. And the other one takes me here, right? And one of them asks me for a login, which I'm not gonna do right now. But this one apparently I can see. Fund that invests in SMEs in Mexico provides investors with fixed return. So, all right. So, SMEs being small and medium enterprises, right? One second, I'm gonna lift the mic. You might see it in the screen. You're not, so that's good. I want to look at something else. I want to show you something. When you said microloans, right? So, yeah. Look, bro. I don't know if you ever heard of these guys, but they've been around for a while, right? They're called Lending Club. They could certainly be one of the options that you're looking for. Here, what you do is you lend money to a person with an idea. They're microloans. You don't have to lend 100%. Just put a certain percent into it, and then a lot of people basically like microfund it, right? So you don't have to even do a large investment, right? VC type of company that happens to be in Mexico, and they are paying interest anything from $500 or more. Okay, cool. I'll look into it. I want to show you this one real quick. This one is on a yearly basis, right? They're microloans. You can lend to different projects, and they usually just lend like $25, right? It's not even too expensive. The thing here is that you have to be diversified, right? So the more you diversify, the less risk you are of getting defaults. So check these ones out. You might like it. Also, it's called Lending Club. Uh, Check my rate, right? I'm not gonna do that right now. But personal loans up to 40,000, right? But you can loan to people, small businesses, or for like auto refinancing, which I think this would be much risk. I would definitely go with loans or small businesses. The length, the amounts that you, so you would go and invest, and then you said individuals, right? So then you will see how it goes, right? One loan are as low as $25, like I said, and then you diversify by lending to many different small businesses, right? So then you would pick up on a strategy, and then you can go from here. Anyways, check this ones out. They're in the U.S., so they're probably a little bit better. And yeah, I just wanted to show you this as an option. There's other websites like this one that you can look at, but this might certainly be something that you could be interested in getting into. I'm not sure how much they're paying back on returns, and they would say, right, they will grade them like A minus, B plus, double B, whatever. They'll have the rating for the risk that you're assuming. Obviously, the more risk you take on, the higher the return you're gonna get. But then also the higher risk of the people defaulting on the money and you being screwed out. So I would guess that anything from C and above would be nice. Check it out with time. I'll send you a link on the Discord for sure. I'll send it right now. I'm not gonna look at this online. I looked at this as a form of investment previously. I ended up not getting into it. I can't remember why I didn't get into it back then. I'm not sure if they require a minimum or something, but now I'm gonna look at the stuff you sent me. It just popped into my head, and I didn't want to forget it. That's why I tossed it up. Anyways, putting the music back on. I forget to turn it on. Anyways, what is this? 2004, 24% annual interest, 1 year. So you lend the money out for 1 year, you get 24%. And you need to put like 10,000 pesos. That's not a lot, dude. That's like 500. It's like $250, man. Around there. Sorry, it might come into show. So 250 times like 19.5. I think that's what the exchange rate is at. So close to like almost 250, maybe $260. I would lose like 10,000 divided by 19.5, right? So yeah, no, wait, something wrong there. I did something off. That's 10,000 pesos. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, I did something off. It's like $500, right? That'll be more like it. Sorry, I was trying to do it quickly in my head, but yeah, a few more. All right. Um, it didn't say much. I'll look into detail. Well, let me see. Reason we're looking for investment fund in order to finance small, medium, growing Mexican companies. Okay, but yeah, but that's very little money that you have to lend, right? That's good. Um, don't say this stuff, right? That would be nice to see. How many employees, legal entities, reported sales. This is a very interesting field, right? So you have to connect with the business to see it. Uh, yeah, I'll scroll down below. Um, this is something that you want to see how many sales they're having currently, right? Earnings before interest, tax, and amortization, right? So yeah, 10%. Funds and operations, location Mexico City. Active. Special structuring, promoting funding of SMEs, small Mexican markets, annual returns 24%. Company will deposit 2% of returns into the investor accounts on a monthly basis. Okay. This term is for a minimum of 12 months. There's no opening much. Okay. Can vary, but start from a minimum of 10,000. Okay. Um, Look, questions quickly, right? What are they? What's the company that you're gonna invest into doing? Who are their competition? Those two questions I would definitely get into first, um, and then take it from there. My thoughts is that you need more information first. You need to see if you're gonna invest into them in their company. You know, they're guaranteeing you at 2%. That's not very natural, right? 2% per month, regardless of what happens. It seems a bit weird. Usually, the returns are based on the utility or the profit that the company makes, right, after the EBITDA. So, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, whatever. Uh, it's they look. My questions are: they're making $12 million, probably a year. Why do they need money? Why are they going to expand into, right? What are they going to use the money for, right? 24% over 12 months. Yes, yes, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? I mean, 101. 9-star rating. You need more data. You would need to look at the financial statements, see how they're doing. What's their ROI? They're making $12 million. Are they losing money? I mean, EBITDA margin 10%. Okay, cool. They're making money. Why do they need more money? What are they going to expand into, right? I mean, what are they going to do with the money they get? Where are they going to go? Or how are they going to grow it, right? They said 2% return fixed. When do you start getting it? At the first month? If you start getting it the first month, man, they're probably already making money. So why do they need more? Those are questions that I see really quickly off the bat. That I would definitely ask them. How many employees? Do you have any outstanding legal procedures? Right? Are you being sued for like wrongful termination, things like that? Try to look more at their overall situation or standing legally, financially, to see how that goes. Right? Maybe they're like a payday loan company that needs capital across Mexico. Yeah, but how much more risk are you getting? Right? Check this one out, Lending Club. Um, they're a little bit better. I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I'm not recommending it for any of that. But at 4 to 7% historically returns, right? And 12 monthly payments of principal on interest, right? They almost work the same. Maybe you get a little bit less, but you can choose your risk. And you can make a portfolio, and it's much less expensive, dude. Here you're putting $500 into one basket. Here, you can make 20 investments into smaller stuff that will yield you even more, right? That 9% is probably that 7% they talk about is probably just on the safe side, right? So, right, like I said, look, like for lower risk, you get 4%. For higher risk, you get 6.16. For C risk, you get 6.36, but you would need to look at the projects, the actual projects to look at, right? So here's the table, dude. Like A1, look, B1 pays you 10%, C1 pays you 14%, and D1, which would be one of the higher risk, pays you 18%, right? Then D5, which would be really, really high risk, pays you 28%, right? The facility is list of companies that need funding, all types of styles, and these are just the snapshots. You can contact each company for more details. Okay. As a possible scam, dude. I don't even know what they do. So you need to look at their balance, their income statements, right? You need to look at their financials first. Determine how they're standing, how healthy their financials are, and take it from there. Right? They are making like 1.2 million. No, they say $12 million, right? So 12 million divided by 19.5. It's a company that's selling $150,000, right? Almost $151,000. Why do they need money? How are they gonna grow, right? The second link is not opening, man. It's showing me this, so I can't see it. Not even letting me scroll. Maybe if I close the first one and reload, it will show it. Nope. I have to log in. So I will need to make an account. I'm not going to make it online because, I'm not going to put my data here right now when I'm streaming. But I will have to do it later. Right? Who uses it? They were mentioning 3M. That's fine. That's a strong player, right? Four people watching. We dropped someone else. Oh man, that is a sad day for us. I'm kidding. We're fine. We'll bounce back. We're strong. What is going on the dashboard? Let's see real quick. I'm looking off screen, right? I'm trying to see if we pick up more subscribers. 78 subscribers still. But that's pretty good, man. I'm celebrating that we hit 3/4 of the way to 100. That is our goal. 100 subs right now. And then from that, we'll modify and push forward stronger. Bro, it's almost 10:30. I do have to run today. I do have another engagement that I need to get to by 11. So I'll check what you sent me on the Discord. And after I look at it, we can keep on discussing it later on. But after this, I do have to go, right? So, okay, let me look at this. I'll move the Discord over into the main window. It will be really hard to see for everyone here because it's very small. And I'm not sure how can I make it bigger, man. Open link. There we go. It's still too small. But I'll look at it here, right? Let me see. Control zoom. Yeah, people are not going to be able to see it, right? So, these guys need 4 million undisclosed stake, okay? Transaction value 5 to 20 million. In tranches of minimum 10,000 per transaction. Okay, cool. What are they doing? These guys are in dollars, so that's probably different. 8 stars. Form. It doesn't say, right? Reported sales. Run sales. Nothing. Are they even operational? EBITDA. Operating at break even. They're not even making money, man. Yeah, this worries me off the bat. They're not making money, dude. So first question is, if I give you money, how's it gonna, where are you gonna like allocate it to, and what return are you expect to have on this, right? Man, I'm not even seeing the percentage of return on this. It's a software company in Las Vegas. Okay, cool. Looking for motivational partners to distribute stocks of exciting technology companies. U.S. over-the-counter public listed at start. Company will be a strong business case on the blockchain. So they haven't even started, right? Company will be a strong business at startup. Ready for commercialization. Transactions valued of 5 to 20 million. In tranches of minimum 10,000 per transaction. Investor attractive commission scheme. So they're looking for sellers. You would have to sell, right? Apparently. They're offering commissions. That's because they want sellers. Or at least that's what it screams to me, right? I would suggest you connect with them and request more information and see what they're doing. Selling IPO, man. IPOs are IPOs, right? Initial public offerings are usually good. Stocks usually do ramp up when the price comes up, but then they usually crash a little bit. What is the IPO for? First question. What does that company that you want to sell that IPO do? What are they solving? And then you have to analyze how much adoption that has, right? I mean, it could be an IPO for a broom making company, and you have vacuums, so I'm not sure how much money you're going to get. So you have to see first what they're doing, what are they into, get their idea, and then decide if it's something you want to invest into, right? It's a blockchain related company. Okay. What blockchain are they using and what are they trying to solve? Description, second line. Yeah. But, like, what company? What blockchain, dude? So they say they are a partners to distribute stock of exciting technology company, U.S. over-the-counter public listed. They already listed. So contact them. That's what I would suggest. Like, something like interested to contact the advisor. Sending them email, requesting like, dude, what company is it? What are they doing? What crypto is it? How much? Like, first understand where they are, and then determine if it's worth getting into, right? If you don't even know where they are or what they're gonna do, how can you get into it? Anyways, that's the questions I would ask to begin with. What coin or what project, what product, what are you trying to solve? What are you trying to do? Then you have to like gauge how much adoption do you think they're gonna have, and then keep on taking it from there, right? They're looking for a lot of money. 4.8 million is now, shit, man. I look at my pocket today and I didn't have it in my pocket, so it's a lot of money you have to have on hand, right? What are they gonna do with that, right? Do they have a sales plan? What is that company doing? That's the things that you want to know, right? How much that return is that company gonna have? What are their projections? Where are they going with it, right? What else are you gonna get? I mean, you're gonna give them a lot of money, and you have to go and sell. It says attractive commission scheme. So they're requesting for money, or they're requesting for sellers. Transaction value at 5 to 20 million in tranches of minimum 10,000 per transaction slash investor. So they want people to invest 10,000. Then they said attractive commissions. They didn't even tell you how much you're gonna get. Well, you should contact them for more info if you're interested, man. But dude, it's a lot of money to allocate to something that you don't know anything about. So you would definitely need to do some research on these guys, what they're doing, what they're trying to solve, and like I said, take it from there. But right now, man, I like the first option better than this one. It's not a bad website. I mean, it's fine, but if you want to be honest, I like the first option better than this one because the first option, at least I knew how much of a percent I was getting, and I knew it was a company that was getting sales, and it was not a break even because they just said they're operating at break even. So, of the two options that you showed me, I like the first one better. But then again, on the first one, I had a lot of questions that you have to ask, right? Yeah, no, I get it, dude. It's a website. They have a lot of people that are looking for money. It's good. It's not a problem. But I would definitely say, sorry, I closed the Discord. So if you send me something on Discord, I need to open it again. I would definitely say that you need to go on that other website or check this one out. This one you can also get high returns, and at least you're gonna know what you're gonna get into, right? I'm gonna try to see if I can get projects to show here. They're probably gonna request me to make an account. Yeah, choose an account. See, this one I'm not able to get into because right now I'm not in the U.S. So this is only for U.S. people. So check this one out, man. Apparently they're pretty good, and they're established, man. They've been running for a while. So since 2006, bro, they have over 13 years in the market. So, and you can choose the amount. Like I said, you can choose the risk. I checked them out before. I wanted to get into. There's other companies similar to Lending Club, and you can look for them online. There are some collection fees, right? And then, like I said, there's a risk associated. That what I like about this is that you can invest in projects that are very little. If I'm making company, my curiosity can 500 really go that long way. Well, man, for a lot of people, like 500 could go a long way, right? Minimum salary for people is like very little, man. Like maybe 4,000 pesos a month. That would be minimum salary. So that would be like $200 minimum salary. So you are, yeah, it could go somewhere, right? I mean, there's questions that I would still ask. I mean, I know. So that's what I said. In Mexico, it can go a little bit farther, but then again, where's that money gonna go? What are they doing? How are the sales? How is the ROI? How in depth are they? If they are in debt, Do they have equipment that they're still depreciating? When did they finish paying that equipment? Those are expenses that the company's gonna have month by month. So they're, if they just gonna purchase new stuff and then they're gonna put it into like amortization and depreciation, you're gonna still get knocked out an amount each month that you have to pay it out right now and then start depreciate it, and it's gonna affect your balance in the end, right? So yeah, I get it, man. But like I said, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. You need to look at their P&L. If they do make, if they even make a P&L, right? A P&L would be a good place to start, which would be basically their balance sheet, and then you need to make how much they're making in revenues, how much they're taking out per like salaries, overtime, subcontractors if they have any, rent, bonuses, all the expenses they have to list, depreciation, legal, advertisement, everything. Once you get the final and the bottom line, you can see how much they're making, profit or loss, and then you would definitely go from there. Yeah, sure. Send them to me on private though. Don't put them on the main Discord. Send them to me on the private link, and then we'll check it out from there, right? Anyways, if you have a chance, tune in tomorrow. It's pretty cool when you're online, man, and then it suddenly changes the flow of the stream, and I really like it when people are like discussing, and we can like have conversations back and forth. Anyways, I do have to go today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know it's Sunday. Go to sleep. Tomorrow the week starts, and we have to start with the right foot to have a great week. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live, and give us a thumbs up. It's really important for us and for YouTube to know that you like our content. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.